Hi YouTube, Mason Sushi here, and I decided to do another video talking about game compilations, as it says in the title. Personally, I think the game compilation movement that's going on right now in the game industry is really healthy. I think it's a good way to revitalize the IPs of old and allow new gamers to try out the history of the current games. There's been a couple out that I think are really good. The Raiden Fighters. This is 3, of the Raiden series games. That's a good one for the 360, if you like the shoot 'em ups. And I still think the best one this console generation, I think everyone should own it for either the Xbox or PS3, is the Sega Genesis collection. I didn't grow up with it, but it's fantastic. There's plenty of videos on it, so you can, look elsewhere for all the list of games. But, it has a Golden Axe and the Sonic series is great. But that's not the real reason. The real thing I'm really talking about is the new movement that you've seen starting with the God of War. And the new trends you're starting to see with this is they're taking the old PS2 generation games, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox games. And you're gonna, I believe you'll start to see a trend of revitalizing those games. Just porting them to HD, adding like trophy or achievement support, and then putting them out there. I think, again, like I said before, it's a great way to revitalize interest in these old games and to honestly make more money. Really, the biggest bonus, in my opinion, is the HD remake they're doing. The only problem I have with the God of War is, they did the HD remakes. The gameplay looks sweet. Unfortunately, the cutscenes they didn't touch up. So it's like, beautiful game you're playing through, and then all of a sudden, nasty cutscenes. I play retro games. I love them. So really, it doesn't bother me as much. But it really becomes apparent when they do this. If I'm already playing a traditional PS2 game, it doesn't stand out as much as if you're playing something that's rezzed up to 720p, and then all of a sudden, 60 frames per second, and then all of a sudden it bounces back. It just doesn't look right when it switches back and forth. But those are little things they'll start to fix as each new one comes out. I hear that they're releasing what is it, as of this video, the Sly Cooper games, that trilogy from the PS2, which I think the art style will totally fit the HD remake of it. They could put it on the Blu-ray, put all 3 games, would be awesome. And then also they just recently announced in the past couple weeks is the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus. They're doing that because they're going to be releasing next fall, in fall of 2011, a new game by the same developer. So I think it'll be really good mix. But I started thinking about it, before I made the videos, like what other games do you think would be good to do? So I made a little list, so sorry if I have to look down. But Ratchet and Clank series I think would be a great one. It's a solid series, great platforming gameplay. You could res it up, drop it on there, and I think it would sell real well. Oh, and before I keep going on, I think all these need to be brought in at the $40 price point, $50 on the highest end. They should not retail for the $60. That's my opinion. I just don't think. I think you would lose a lot of people. They don't want to buy last gen games with new touches at $60 a pop. Just don't see it happening. This one's going to be one that people think, the Halo 1 and 2, I think would look really good. Think about making Halo 1 in HD at 60 frames a second. Adding trophy support. I think that would, not trophy support, I guess it'd be achievement support. I think that would work really well if Microsoft made like a combo pack with Halo 1 and 2, and then redid them. This is one that I don't think everyone will think of, but I think would look really sweet, is the Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 for the PS2. I think that would look really nice as well. I don't know. I just have a feeling that RPG series, with the Epic Mickey, I think it's called, coming out, you could do, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I think with the interest of Epic Mickey and just kind of piggyback that along with them. this is one I think a lot of the fanboys will love. Final Fantasy 7 through 9. Final Fantasy 1 is my favorite game. I would love to say Final Fantasy 1 through 9 on 1 or 2 Blu-rays. They've already remade Final Fantasy 1. All they have to do is port the Game Boy Advance version or the PSP version of 1 and 2. I think the remake of 3 on the DS is god-awful. I don't like the 3D remakes of 3 and 4. I'm sorry. It's just, I can't get past the engine. It looks like I'm playing a really dumbed down 64 version. I'd rather it just be the pixel version. I think that, they could just, I'd rather them just leave the regular NES version for 3 and the Super NES for 4, 5, and 6, personally. Well, actually, use the Game Boy Advance versions for 4, 5, and 6. I think they tweaked it a little bit. And then they can do 7, 8, 9 and just res those up as best as possible. And then make just a Final Fantasy collection. Of course, Square won't do that because they like milking that cow over and over and over again till the teat almost bleeds. But, that's here or there. This is another one that I don't think people will think of is the Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2. I think that would be a beautiful game. Knights of the Old Republic was probably my favorite game off the Xbox. I just loved Knights of the Old Republic 1. That and, well, Halo, but more so for the LAN parties we had with Halo 1. But I think Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 would be really good if they brought that over, added achievements, and brought it into the HD era. Because I think they're making a third one here soon. Let's see. The Grand Theft Autos 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. 3 groundbreaking in each of their own right Grand Theft Autos. And they already have 4. So I think, a compilation disc with all 3 of them, at least on the PS3 side. And then, some form of that with the Xbox. If they could bring them out together at the same time. I think that would work real well, and I think people would buy into it. Especially, and I keep mentioning the PS3 side a little bit more with some of these, but I think because the PS3, they pretty much just took out PS2 backwards compatibility. They're doing that in lieu of making you download the games individually. I think that's what they're going to start doing if they haven't already. I don't go on the PlayStation Network really all that much, so I don't know if they've already started doing it, making you download PS2 games for it. I know Microsoft has started doing it with the Xbox, which is kind of sad. I know you can download, Halo 1 and 2, probably, and some of the older Xbox games. But I'm talking about having these, changed, not just a port for download or just ported to a disk and compiled. But with the lack of backwards compatibility and accurate backwards compatibility, I think that, having them on a disk, a hard format that you owned, is better in the long term. Xboxes die, PlayStation lasers break, shit happens. And so to be able to have hard copies of games, especially some of these older titles, I have all these games I've mentioned here already individually, but one day those systems might not work, or the backwards compatibility now is gone. So I don't want to have to hook up every system to every single thing I want to play. Well, I kind of do, but I don't think most people want to. People got rid of their PS2s, and they tell their friend, hey, we should play Grand Theft Auto 3, it's really cool. Oh, I can't. I don't have a PS2 anymore. Oh, my PS3 don't play them. So you either have to try to find a cheapy PS2 or just not play them. And so I think if you were able to do the compilations, it would work out. I think they would sell them real well. Devil May Cry series. I think the Devil May Cry series 1 through 3 from the PS2, they already did a box set of them. So they already grouping them and trying to discount them. Just put them on a Blu-ray, sell it that way. I think you'd do real well. And this last one is one I think would work really, really well, is the Resident Evil 0 through Code Veronica. Put, all 4 of them, is it? 0, 1, 2, 3, well, 5 of them, I guess. Put all 5 of them on a Blu-ray or a couple DVDs for the Xbox. Again, this is where the Blu-ray kind of, is a step above the DVD format for the Xbox. But put all of them on a Blu-ray and add the trophy feature to it. And you can already use, you just use the graphics engine from the GameCube and the PS2 remake of 4. You know, don't take them off the PlayStation, and just take them off that, and then high-res it from there. I don't think 2 and 3 got the same treatment, you know, 0 got. So you could actually use, I mean, Resident Evil 1 got the remake. They should take Resident Evil 2 and 3 and give it the same treatment they did Resident Evil 1 with the remake, and then from there make that your HD version. But that's just me. I don't. That'd be quite an investment of money. I don't think they do that, but it would be awesome. But those are what's on my list. What other ones am I missing that you think would be awesome to have? Which ones am I? Which ones have I named that you don't think should be on there, or would you not buy? Just, you know, leave your comments below. Please rate. Please subscribe if this is someone passing by. As always, I thank you, and come back and see you again. Bye.